Hello, the topic to be discussed in the section will be about the COVID-19 pandemic. The world faced a silent and own enemy, the COVID-19 virus, a disease that infected more than 5 million people around the world and has caused the deaths of more than the 350 billion, a virus of great magnitude that the cause greatest causes in the world consequence of 4 million families. Question number one. Based on all the magnitude of this pandemic that they were going through, do you think that the major work was or has been satisfactory for the well-being of the city of Bogota?
Yes, this has been satisfactory because after all shift, one or well-being and the to was able to think it is difficult to be in the position and make every happy, but she has done every humanly possible so that everything is okay.
No, since the age that the many people needed not arrive for this reset, the self-offended increase in the perspective.
Conclusion number one. The major words has a thing it is favor and I think, as mentioned above, but it is important to take into account that the measures helped to manage the spread of the virus, but affected the economy of millions of families.
Okay, ready. Question number two. Taking into account that Vladimir Putin made hasty decision to prevent these inhabitants from the pandemic, how do you think the other rulers died not and the time? Next.
Because they never look after the will big of the crescent. They have other interests in the first place that people health.
If the did in their own way, but the bits possibly for the country and its people, the marketing decision like that is not so easy. We're talking about practically stopping the entire country and demanding the economy in a certain way.
Conclusion number two. It is clear that the interests of other nations with their citizens go above their own well-being. I thought it must be noted that some in this type of process are slow to their level of development.
Ready. Question number three. You agree with the government help that the North American country, Avianca, instead of taking into account your local merchant has resolved the pandemic?
Yes, I agree because an assertive Guaya Bianca helps our country be transporting people who are far from their loved ones. And I also think that the wash should not have an opinion because unlawed wash made soup, Avianca, will return the money to the country.
No, because they are the $370 million we need to the invested in Colombia as we can reflect in the pandemic. Colombia need quality health and the education. At the time, you people not they have the recourse even to pay tuition and to be able continue to student a public or private university.
Conclusion number 3. The Colombian government must look after the interests of its citizens. It's important to give priority to small, medium, and large companies in our country. The idea is to lift the country from this difficult moment that millions of families through. It is evident that the people Colombian does not agree.
Question number 4. Do you think that the every moment crisis the country was going through benefit from the pandemic due the restrictions such as a quarantine?
We humans do not stop populating in the earth if they need do not learn from what we are living. Now the seas are contaminated Big Macs.
Okay. Overall, the every word, the most benefits in these varieties and with the is pandemic, natural net it, the human in big society, does not violent what the has around him and damage his ecosystem. We are the most harmful to the very meat for the use and for garbage of other.
Conclusion number 4. The pandemic was of great help to improve our environment. It was evident that the fauna of our Colombian territory gained strength and prominence. To return to its natural habitat, although it is very sad that little bit of light it has become evident that we ourselves are destroying it again. Throwing was into the streets, seas, and rivers, it only remained to go out to do that again.
Last question number 5. It is fair that after the pandemic, that consequently the increase on people has reduced the companies that they continued the operate yet use the main fee personal and now lower the unimperpel rate again.
Yes, it is for
Most people
because
lost their
sorry, continue.
okay. Most people lost their hopes. The economy went down. And
Okay, yes, it is fair because company have not had why the settlement in the dims time of a pandemic. Therefore, the must think the solution and reducing employed. I come that the former many families it's not easy, but to the end, at the busing level, it is fair. Thank you.
Conclusion number 5. As Colombians, what we must do is return little by little to the normality that existed before this pandemic, while the companies that had to cut their staff should gradually consider returning to those jobs that were less empathy by the crisis that was at present. If those jobs are not returned, the country will not be able to stand up because the unemployment rate will increase every time. We are the ones who must start building the country. It hurts that the government does not realize that and does not help in those improvement plans.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank